What's up, YouTube? Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this breakdown. So without any further ado, let's get into this motherfucker. Right off fucking gate, they're trying to show us another side to that scene that Davos released on his little interview that he did at Conan, but basically they're showing us that not only is Alistair Thorne trying to break into the motherfucker, but he's got Bowman there as well. Now, it could be taken one of two ways. They're waiting for Davos and all them good motherfuckers to come rushing out, and then they're going to shoot them with arrows as a last stand, or it could actually be other Night's Watch members that are on Jon's side ready to shoot Alistair Thorne, and they just haven't done it yet. This breakdown is mainly going to consist of stuff that I missed in my initial live reaction. Some of these things were in fact pointed out by my amazing subscribers. You guys are the shit. Well, you guys are better than that. You guys are life. Y'all are life. This is just another shot that Davos released the other night when he was on Conan. Further showing off how pissed off motherfucking Ghost is. You can hear a little growl at this part of the trailer. He's like, okay, so at this point in the trailer, we see Tormund, and he's giving a voiceover, and he's saying, I thought he was the one that was going to lead us through the long night, and I was wrong, and he is referring to Mance Rayder. He is wrong about Mance Rayder, obviously now because he's dead, but he also witnessed what Jon Snow did. Jon Snow showed mercy to Mance Rayder. Jon Snow also killed a White Walker at Hardhome, and not only that, he was amazing at Hardhome, and Jon Snow was literally willing to give his life for the Wildlings, and the Wildlings almost killed him on several occasions. So the fact that Tormund saw that, he realizes now that Jon is actually the one to lead everyone, Wildlings and everybody else, through the long night. Oh yeah, breaking it down. Breakdown dance. This is my breakdown dance. Well, that breakdown dance was fucking awkward, but this right here, we have the Masters mocking Tyrion and saying, you want to make a deal, little man? Now, yo, one of two things. Those are obviously the Masters right there in front of Tyrion, and also, Tyrion is not somebody who takes mocking, especially about his short stature. So I am enthralled and cannot wait to find out what the fuck is going to happen next. He's probably going to be chopping off some heads. Chopping heads, but yeah, this is actually a shot of the High Sparrow talking to Jaime. Now, in my initial breakdown of the first trailer, I said that High Sparrow was most likely talking to the fucking mountain. But now I realize that he's talking to the fucking twin fucker. But yeah, right after this, High Sparrow says some shit like, you don't want to spill blood in here. Jaime says some gangster shit like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Speaking of not giving no fucks, out of nowhere, we get another shot, a better HD image of the Dothraki on the ground looking behind them like, is that a dragon? Hell yeah. Bet y'all gonna be feeling pretty fucking stupid that y'all stripped my Khaleesi down to not having any clothes on. Because Drogon is pissed, and he, guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Will not give no fucks. Cut to a scene of Bran inside the Weirwood tree. He looks like he's inside the Weirwood network. He's definitely warging. His eyes are rolled back. He's either experiencing a vision or he is finding out information about something that's happening in the present. Maybe this is a shot of him. Wait, you know what? Before I say that, I'm going to throw up one of these. I meant my face. Huge spoiler warning. Go ahead and click about a minute ahead in this video if you don't want to know anything about the first episode of Season 6 of Game of Thrones. Now, we all know... Hang on, let me wait a second for those people to click away. Alright, cool. So now, we all know that last night's episode of... Season 6, Episode 1 premiered last night in Hollywood. Now, those people that were lucky enough to watch it, I wasn't one of those, but they wrote some fucking... basically... questions / super spoilers about the episode, and I read about 10 seconds of it before I decided not to read it because it started getting insane and already spoiled something for me. So those of you that stayed around and wanted to know what that spoiler is that Jon Snow is attempted to be brought back by Melisandre. She fails, and guess who the fuck brings Jon Snow back? Click away if you don't want to know. Click away, click away. Bran and Bloodraven. So yeah, what's happening there in that image is actually Bran inside that Weirwood network finding out about Jon Snow, and then you know what? They're gonna make their way to the fucking wall and go save him. At the end of the episode, okay? End of the episode. Next up, we have this image of Daenerys, and she's being stripped down in front of some of the Dothraki. Now, originally I thought she was in front of Khal Drogo, and they were about to rape her or something, but you can tell that she's with some of the other former wives of the Khalasar, maybe just some maid type characters. And if you look right there, I circled that because that's actually the image of their leader. She's in front of them, and it's almost as if she's being presented to this woman. So whoever this woman is, she is probably of some sort of importance, and I hope that she's one of the ones that gets burned. We see that Jaqen H'ghar actually does do some of the face peeling himself. He's actually at this point in the trailer, he's talking to Arya, and he's basically breaking it down to her like, look, you were already given a second chance, you won't be given a third, so do kind of like just do as you're told. You know what I mean? Like, he's warning her. Gotta love the placement of the Stark sisters in this trailer. But yeah, the first thing I noticed, Sansa's obviously not looking too happy, but if you look a little bit closer, you will see, yes, that is a Stark fucking logo on her dress. So she's obviously made it to safety at this point, and she's in the arms of Davos. Davos is spotted later on in the trailer in a heavily wooded area, same as the background with Sansa, and you can see Stark bannermen behind him. Now, why the fuck does Davos have Stark bannermen? Because guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Jon Snow is coming back. There's a fray scene in between this one and the next one I'm about to show you guys, but it could be a flashback, and Sansa, they just threw it in there to help us relate to what Sansa's talking about when she's saying, like, I'm getting my payback. Or it could be a flashback experienced by Bran. I think that later one, or the latter one, is highly unlikely. I don't know why Bran would have to flash back to the Red Wedding, because I'm sure that he already knows what went down there. He was told. But it could actually be a flashback. And then we also had a shot of Baelish, and it looks like Sansa's walking up to him in the woods. So if that's the case, I am actually right when I said that Baelish is the one Baelish is waiting for Sansa in the snow. Next up, we actually have this fucking close-up of Jorah, and a zoom in on to where the last spot that we saw him have grayscale. It's gotten a lot fucking bigger. Now, what I was saying in my reaction earlier was that I think that this could actually play to his benefit, because you don't start technically going insane until your organs begin to calcify, or solidify, basically. And that could play to his bonus, where he would feel less damage, feel less pain, you know what I mean? For example, if he were to get into another, like, basically reenactment of the Pits of Daznak, where he's surrounded by a whole bunch of people, he's getting attacked from a whole bunch of different ways, and he sustained a lot of damage, which ultimately slowed him down. He was still able to get done what he needed to get done, but if he were taking heavy damage and his whole arm is beginning to, like, stone arm, or his hand or something like that, he just wouldn't feel it, so he would keep it moving. So it actually could play to his benefit, and I definitely see the show writing that as an advantage for Jorah. This is a widescreen shot of the crosses, or the X's that Ramsay's using to burn his victims. Now, we originally thought we see one in the trailer, and we've all thought that there was two. As you can clearly see here, there is 6, and I think we're going to get a few more people burned. When the fuck have we ever seen Varys this paranoid, scared? The man is sweating. Varys the spider is sweating. Now, there could be several reasons why he is worried so much, and why, I don't know, he's sweating basically. But I'm going to go ahead and say it is this woman right here. She is exactly who he's looking at in the trailer, and she could either tell him that he needs to do something that he's not necessarily looking forward to help Daenerys. One of those things could be going back to King's Landing, or she could say, look, I know you aren't exactly who you seem to be, Varys, and say something that frightens him about his past. But judging by this picture right here, I'm gonna say this. She just told Tyrion and Varys that they need to release the dragons. That alone, like the mention of the word dragon, would totally make Varys and anybody else shake their boots, because they realize they have to go release the fucking dragons. What we have at this moment in the trailer is a voiceover of Cersei going, "Stand at the head of our army where you belong." She's telling this to Jaime, and she's saying, Jaime, basically, you need to go to Riverrun and take care of our little blackfish problem. More confirmation of the Tower of Joy scene that was filmed. Right here is a close-up of Arthur Dayne slicing through one of Ned Stark's comrades. And if you look really closely, you can see that they actually did a good job of showing you the meteorite that Dawn is made out of. There are several frames in the trailer where you can see it, and that shit is looking pretty shiny. Excuse my language, I know I've cursed a lot in this video. There's a little voiceover of Cersei saying, show them what we do to our enemies. And then you get this. Prior to this scene, we actually have a few shots of the High Sparrow, and while we're watching those shots of the High Sparrow, that's when Cersei says, show them what we do to our enemies. So all logic and reasoning points to that being Jaime stabbing High Sparrow in the back, similar to what he did to Aerys the Mad King. Couple frames of Yara looking down at what could potentially be the King's Moot. She does look highly disappointed. One of her homeboys is with her, and in this scene they walked up on top of a hill, and we do know that she could be basically overlooking Euron getting drowned / baptized. And we are given a couple quick shots of Jaime walking up the Sept of Baelor, basically marching and trying to take back Marjorie Tyrell. Then we have a few shots of the Night's King, but I'm going to do a video for those shots all on their own coming up in the next few days. Keep an eye out for that. Davos seems to be giving a speech to someone, basically saying that, yo, we're going to need your help because the dead are coming with it. So you can either wait here and hold out and wait for the dead to come, but basically we need your help. Now, if you look in the background, that could actually be a bear, which is the sigil of House Mormont. So we could actually be on Bear Island. Wrapping the trailer up, there is a few more continuous shots. One of what could potentially be Cold Hands / Benjen Stark, which we talked about that before. More shots of the Night's King / White Walker standing in front of a burning field of flames. More shots of the Battle of the Six Armies. This is Tormund on the front lines. He's just seen something where it's kind of thrown him off guard. He stepped back. This looks like the Starks are surrounded on all sides by the Boltons, and there are what looks like a few warriors that are up top on the wall of dead bodies fighting off potential Bolton invaders. Nice shot of Arya with her training. Now, I've actually done this because I do have some martial arts training, and what she does where she throws herself up like that without using her hands is really fucking hard to do. Quick little shot of someone pulling Podrick from behind, and he's definitely at Riverrun. You can tell by the Lannister camps in the background. The person pulling him is most likely Bran. Wrapping up the entire trailer is an ending scene with Tyrion, and he's sitting around his consorts, and he goes, "Dragons don't do well in captivity." Missandei goes, "How do you know?" He goes, "I'm the guy who drinks shit and knows stuff." That's going to wrap up this video. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and if you haven't already done so, I want you to click like, then I want you to click subscribe, then I want you to share this video with your friends, and if you like what I do here, you can go check out my Patreon channel. You can donate any amount of money and win lots and lots of surprises. Thank you all for watching. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.